What is going on, everybody? It is Ghost Bandit here. Just got done power washing this and it doesn't really look all that much cleaner, but I swear I did wash it. I want to talk to you guys about my bar setup here. A few people asked about it in the comments and commented about it, so I wanted to give you guys, tell you what it is and just give you some general information for when you want to change out your bars. So these are XR50 bars with a Chinese stem, and then you're going to need to buy stem spacers. Links to all of these parts are going to be in the description. These are 7-inch rise bars. If you buy 7-inch rise bars, you will have problems. So if you buy a 7-inch rise bar, these wires are basically at their limits. So you can't move this out. It has to stay in. Which maybe for you isn't a big deal. It's not a big deal for me, but it's something that should be noted. And when you go to put these on, you are going to need to grab all of these wires that are in here from the outside. I did them from this side, and I pulled on them all to get them to come out more. I don't know how much slack is left, but I know that the wires to this have nothing left to give. And I really didn't want to keep on, adding in more force trying to pull them out because I just didn't want to ruin them. So yes, the other problem you're going to run into, and I'll grab my old bars so I can show you. So the old bars on the right side, I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but there's a hole right there. That hole is for this. If you'll notice, there's a gap here. No matter what, if I try to tighten this down, it just won't. This has a little piece that slots into this bar to make it so that it doesn't turn like that on you. So you're kind of screwed on that, and this is always going to be wobbly. If you have, a Nuke 24 or whatever, it may not be an issue. And just for comparison, that's the difference. These bars are maybe like a 1/2 inch or a 1 inch rise, and these are a 7-inch. So yes, I don't recommend a 7-inch unless you're happy with the stock controller and everything, because I don't know if, when you go to replace your controller, if the new wires are going to be long enough to match this. I also want to get a headlight kit, a street legal kit, tan signals, brake lights, and I don't know if the wires are going to be long enough to reach up here for that either. So you have to factor all that in when you think about that. I would really recommend probably sticking with 5 inches or less. As far as the stem goes, this is a Chinese stem. Personally, I don't want a direct mount stem. Some people are into that. I'm personally not. When you go to buy a stem, the size that you're buying it for is for your bars. So the stock bars are 31.8 millimeter bars. That's the diameter of this side. This side diameter is always going to be the same, so you need to buy your size depending on what bars you get. These are 22 millimeter bars, I like to say. Once again, parts are going to be in the description. Links to parts are going to be in the description down below. These are 22 bars, so if you buy this bar and this thing, they'll work together, but this bar will not work on your stock stem, which I had to replace. The other thing that you're going to need to buy are stem spacers. Stem spacers, once again, they're going to be in the link to that's going to be in the description down below. Stem spacers, from what I can tell, are universal, so if you don't want black ones, you can buy a different size. The ones that I'm going to link to are not the ones that I bought. I'm going to link you guys to a different set, because this set only comes with the larger diameter ones. I really would have liked a thinner one for the bottom, and more thinner ones for the top, and rather one that was half, actually, that I'm looking at. That's probably, yeah, I wish I had a smaller one for the bottom. Basically, I'd like to drop my stem down just that little bit extra. I did originally have this mounted at the top, and I was having even more wire issues lengthwise. But yeah, so I'll link you guys to some spacers in the description. If you don't like black, they seem to be universal. When you go to mount this, if you're changing out your stem, what you want to do is, remove your old stem and everything. Before you remove your stem and handlebars, loosen up everything up here. Take these off, do both of these, take that off, both of these, take that off, and everything. Get your, then get this off, get your throttle off. Make sure you loosen everything first, because it's a pain in the ass if you don't. When you put everything else back on, reverse order, you guys all assembled your own bikes when they arrived, I assume, so you you guys should have no issue with that. When you go in to put your new stem on, tighten this down first. This doesn't need to be super tight. You basically want it to be tight enough that it still moves nice and freely. If you tighten it past that, you'll know it'll start getting kind of notchy and it won't want to move freely. If you have a center stand, which I don't, I just have a kickstand, or if you put this on a bucket and you move this, you'll notice if it's too tight. So you want to snug this down first. That compresses your bearings and your spacers all together. Then you want to tighten your pinch bolts here. Once again, these don't need to be that tight either. I believe the spec on these is like 5 Newton meters, maybe 8 depending on which one you got. Same thing for up here. It's really not that much. When you do these, make sure you do them in a cross pattern, and make sure that you don't have a huge space. So unless there's a space here, make sure you don't have a huge space here and no space at the front. Or don't do that. So that's all I have. The next video that's going to be coming out for me is I got the 60-tooth sprocket, which is not installed yet. I'm going to do a range test with the stock one, which is a 48 tooth, before I move over to doing the 60-tooth range test, so you guys can have a comparison, and I'll give you a review on that as well. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. As always, I try to respond to every comment. And yeah, you guys have a great day.